Rick Glocale?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were suing the defendant, Amber Glocale.
Yes, Your Honor.
For $3,100. You say she owes you on a tax audit?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were countersuing, ma'am, for $2,000 for emotional distress and harassment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's start from the beginning. Give me some background on the two of you, sir.
Well, Your Honor, I've known Amber since she was 3 years old. We reconnected in high school. Shortly after that, we started dating, moved in together. 5 years after that, we got married in 2006. Around 2011, we got separated and she filed for divorce. So by May 2012, it was finalized.
Okay, and what was your relationship like with the plaintiff, ma'am?
Not that great. Rick was very controlling, but he was my first love. And so I tried to make everything work that I could.
The two of you were divorced back in 2012?
Yes,
That's
Your
when
Honor.
it was finalized?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why don't you explain your case to me?
We did our taxes in February 2012 for
You filed a joint return.
Yes, in 2012 for 2011. We split the money 50-50. The taxes that we filed, she had it put down as she drove 33,000 miles for work related and I drove 15,000.
Okay.
By October 2012, she contacted me via Facebook regarding an audit that she received.
What were you doing for work at the time?
I was a manager of a payday advance company.
Okay, and so you received this audit and they were questioning the amount of miles that you said you drove on your car?
That's what the tax guy put down.
You mean the person who prepared the taxes?
Correct.
The tax preparer didn't come up with the mileage to put on the tax return, did he?
Pretty much.
How is that possible?
What he did is he looked at our previous year's taxes.
And you're okay with the tax preparer coming up with your deductions?
The reason why we had went there is Rick had known, or excuse me, his old assistant had told him about this tax preparer that she knew because he would fudge on the taxes to make us get more money back.
Okay, so you knew that in advance?
I went with it. Rick controlled like the whole thing. Like I didn't even know the guy, to be honest.
Is that true?
That was my first year dealing with him as well. I didn't know him
But did
either.
you go to him specifically because you were told he'd work with you on the numbers?
I was told that we would get a return because
What?
we made a lot of money.
You'd get a return like wink, wink, I'ma help you out with this return?
Yes.
Okay, and so you got audited. Why am I here? Why are you suing? Because you got audited because you both fudged the numbers on the return and signed off on it.
Coming up on Judge Faith, the argument over who's responsible for the IRS payment escalates.
She got a settlement in upwards of $100,000. All I want is half.
You got $100,000. He knows you have money, and that's just it at the end of the day.
We split the taxes 50-50.
Okay.
Okay. In 2015, I got a letter stating that I have till April 2nd to pay $4,022 for the back federal taxes. My cousin told me...
Don't tell me your cousin's now preparing your taxes and he's telling you
My
how
cousin
to
called
handle
me,
this.
informing me that she got a settlement in upwards of $100,000. As soon as I got the letter from the IRS stating that this is how much they took out, I contacted her saying they took this much money from me. All I want is half, since you took half for the tax money.
Why are you suing for $2,000 for emotional distress and harassment?
I don't even know how he found me at my job, but I mean, I was with a customer when he had came up to me, acting like he was trying to make an appointment for taxes, but I knew that's not what the case was.
Wait, where's your job? What do you?
Now I work for Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
Isn't that something? Don't that beat all? And you say he approached you as if he was a customer, tried to make an appointment, and you feel that that's harassment. I'm sorry, who are you, ma'am?
I'm his wife, Sharell.
Okay, you're remarried.
Yes.
Step up, please. What do you do for a living? I'm just curious.
I work, I'm an auditor at a health insurance place.
Here we go. This is, he does not get any better than this.
Well, I wasn't involved in any of that.
I mean, this room is just full of resources. You have an auditor here, a manager for a tax preparer. What do you want to say?
She stated that she had no problem paying me half the money.
So why didn't you do that if that's what you told him you were going to do?
Because he wouldn't stop. It was like relentless, like
You
every day.
got $100,000. He
right.
knows you have money, and that's just it at the end of the day. It's not that often that I get people who come into court and are so open with the fact that, you know, yeah, I did what I needed to do to get a return and I fudged the numbers and this is what happened. But hey, I want some justice now, right? I want some justice because what happened to me isn't fair. Forget about what I did with the government. I want justice now. So let's assume that it was an innocent mistake for a second, although we know it wasn't. And you were audited. The IRS comes back and they say, you owe this money, but you're now divorced. There's an entire procedure set up with the IRS where you go to the IRS and you request innocent spouse relief. And you say, IRS, this is my wife's portion of the return. I didn't keep track of the miles that she was traveling. We are now divorced. This is not my responsibility. I'm an innocent spouse in all of this. There is an entire process set up through the IRS where you can go and do that, and they will examine it and hold the spouse accountable. You can't do that in your case, sir, because you can't go to the IRS in good faith and say that there was a mistake made. Because you just admitted in court that this was no honest mistake, that both of you knew exactly what you were doing when you embellished these numbers. And now you want to come in court and you want me to ratify this behavior by ordering her to pay you half. I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because you don't have clean hands. I am not going to get involved in an illegal transaction. You take this up with the IRS. I wish you well, but you have to take it up with the IRS. You're not going to do it. You know why? Because you're not going to admit to tax fraud to the IRS. Good luck to both of you. Judgment in this case is for the defendant, but your counterclaim for emotional distress is dismissed.